The film opens by introducing two people whose lives could not be more different. First, we meet Issy, a girl born into extreme wealth. From the moment she was little, she has been surrounded by luxury and endless resources. Her parents want her to have a bright future, but that perfect future comes with a price. Her mother especially is intensely overprotective, and nearly every decision in Issy's life is made for her. Even though Issy grows up in a massive, beautiful home, she is not happy. She has no real friends, and her parents rarely spend time with her. That loneliness pushes her to seek company wherever she can, and she ends up bonding with the chefs in the house. Spending time with them sparks a love for cooking, and over time, it becomes her passion. But academically, Issy struggles, and her grades are consistently poor. Her mother blames the chefs for distracting her, so she makes a harsh decision and fires them all. For Issy, it feels like she is losing her only friends again. Then the story shifts to Osi, a boy from the opposite world. Osi grows up with very little, living with his mother, Claudia, and his grandfather. Life hits even harder when his grandfather is arrested and sent to prison for robbery. School is rough for Osi. Unlike Issy's calm, well-managed environment, Osi's school is chaotic and aggressive. Growing up in that kind of place shapes him early, and it is one of the reasons he starts training boxing with a coach, determined to become stronger and carve out a different future for himself. Two very different lives are moving toward the same moment. This is Issy and Osi. Years pass, and eventually both Issy and Osi graduate from high school. Issy keeps failing her university entrance exams, but she is not devastated by it. She never truly wanted university in the first place. Her real dream is to attend culinary school in New York and build a life around cooking. One day, Issy meets with her teacher and is shocked to hear she has suddenly passed the university entrance exam. It turns out her parents hired a lawyer to pressure the school, targeting the teacher who did not pass her, and the situation becomes so severe that the teacher ends up getting fired. When Issy realizes what happened, she feels a mix of anger and sadness. Once again, her parents have interfered in her life, and this time they have harmed someone else just to protect her image and future. That night, Issy confronts her mother and father. She makes it clear she does not want university. She wants culinary school in New York. But her mother refuses to pay for it, insisting Issy must attend university instead. Meanwhile, Osi faces his own crisis. He discovers his mother is buried under a debt of 14,000 euros. At the same time, Osi's boxing talent is becoming impossible to ignore. He has a real chance to enter the professional league, but only if he can win a major fight against a boxer named Yis Fukovic. Then another obstacle appears. His coach tells him the match will only happen if Osi can pay 8,000 euros upfront. For Osi, it is a crushing problem. He is broke and he has no idea how to come up with money like that. One day, Issy is driving around with her best friend Camila when she suddenly comes up with a wild idea. She decides to apply for a job as a waitress at a small restaurant, hoping her parents will be embarrassed enough to finally give her the money to attend a culinary school in New York. Not long after, Issy heads straight to the restaurant to apply for the job. At the same time, Osi happens to be there talking with his close friend, Chuni. Osi explains that he needs to make money as soon as possible. He does not want to end up like some of the people around him, working as construction laborers. Chuni argues that there is nothing wrong with honest work like that, but Osi clearly wants more. His ambition runs deep. He refuses to stay poor and is determined to change his life. While Osi and Chuni are in the middle of their conversation, a reckless man suddenly shows up and tries to start a fight. Osi reacts instantly. With a single punch, he knocks the man unconscious. Issy, who witnesses the incident from nearby, immediately sees Osi as a violent and dangerous guy. Instead of backing away, she gets another bold idea. She approaches Osi, introduces herself, and gives him her phone number, even calling him cool. Issy does this because she believes that dating a rough and aggressive guy like Osi might finally push her parents over the edge and force them to give her what she wants. That night, Osi cannot stop thinking about what happened. He is shocked that such a beautiful woman gave him her number, so he looks up Issy online. What he finds leaves him stunned. Not only is she attractive, she is also incredibly wealthy. His mother and Chuni are there when he discovers this, and they immediately encourage him to get closer to her. They see it as a chance for Osi to solve his financial problems. At first, Osi refuses the idea, but before he can stop her, his mother takes his phone and contacts Issy herself, arranging a meeting. The next day, Osi meets Issy at the restaurant where she now works as a waitress. Before going inside, Chuni gives Osi some questionable advice. Since Osi rarely approaches women and spends most of his time training, Chuni tells him that the first rule of talking to a woman is to constantly compliment her. Osi trusts him, unaware that Chuni is mostly pretending to know what he is talking about. When Osi finally approaches Isi, he is visibly nervous. He feels insecure around someone as beautiful and wealthy as her. Confused and awkward, he resorts to using Chuni's advice, throwing out exaggerated and uncomfortable compliments. As the conversation drags on, Isi grows increasingly awkward. The praise feels unsettling, and before long, she starts to feel repulsed by Osi. Just then, Isi's parents suddenly arrive. They immediately scold her for choosing to work as a waitress in such a small restaurant. When Isi's father notices her talking to a man, he openly insults Osi, questioning who this lowlife is. Unable to pretend anymore and fed up with being insulted and looked down on by Isi's parents, Osi finally walks away and leaves her behind. But Isi has reached her limit too. Tired of her parents' control, she decides to follow Osi and insists on going with him. In the end, Isi joins Osi as he goes to pick up his grandfather, who is scheduled to be released from prison that very day. It quickly becomes clear that Grandpa is reckless and loud. Moments after his release, he starts swearing at everyone he crosses paths with. Watching this unfold, Isi is even more shocked, realizing that Osi is not the only strange person in this family. Already angry at his grandfather and irritated by Isi constantly following him, Osi finally admits the truth. He tells Isi that the only reason he approached her in the first place was for her money, and he makes it clear that he does not want to see her again. Still, Isi refuses to let things end there. She contacts Osi and asks to meet. That night, they finally talk, and Isi learns why Osi is so desperate for money. He needs it to pursue his boxing career and to help pay off his mother's debts. That is when Isi makes an offer. She will give him the money he needs, but only if he agrees to be her fake boyfriend and act aggressively in front of her parents. Needing the money and seeing no other option, Osi agrees without much hesitation. The next day, Isi brings Osi to meet her parents at an exhibition event. Osi also brings along his friend, Chuni. At the event, Osi immediately plays his role, behaving wildly and deliberately causing chaos.
Oh, time to go. Come on. Heads up. Later.
After the incident, Isi's parents talk privately about their daughter. Her father believes Isi's behavior is understandable since she is still young, and he feels sympathy for her actions. Her mother strongly disagrees, insisting that what Isi has done is completely unacceptable. It is revealed that Isi's father has been wealthy since childhood, while her mother grew up poor. That past shapes her attitude. She becomes strict and controlling because she is terrified that Isi might end up living the same hard life she once did. The following day, Osi once again brings Isi along to deal with his grandfather, who is causing trouble yet again. This time, the grandfather shows up at a party full of young people, acting as if age does not apply to him. Osi is stunned when he realizes his grandfather is actually taking part in a rap battle. At first, Osi wants to stop him, worried that his grandfather will embarrass himself. But once the performance begins, the crowd is amazed. Despite his age, the grandfather delivers an impressive rap, shocking everyone. Afterward, Isi praises Osi for having such an incredible grandfather. That day feels different for her. Life suddenly feels more alive, filled with experiences she has never known in her wealthy world. Later, Osi reminds Isi how badly he needs the money she promised. Isi explains that she cannot give it to him yet since her parents have frozen her bank account. For the plan to work, Osi needs to continue acting out so her parents will restore her access to the money. That is when they come up with an even bolder idea. They decide to pretend to be intimate in front of Isi's father, hoping it will finally push things to the breaking point. Not long after, they actually go through with the crazy plan. When Isi's father witnesses what is happening, he explodes in anger. He lashes out at Isi, and in his rage, he almost raises his hand against her. Before things go any further, Osi steps in, ready to defend Isi and stop her father from treating her unfairly. At that moment, Isi finally speaks up. She admits how deeply disappointed she is in her father and makes a bold decision. From that day on, she chooses to leave home and live with Osi. Hearing this, Osi is stunned. This was never part of their arrangement. Still, with no real way out, he reluctantly agrees and takes Isi to his house. When they arrive, Isi meets Claudia for the first time. It is obvious that she does not like Isi, especially because of her background and wealth. Later, knowing that Easy loves cooking, Aussie suggests she try cooking a meal using whatever simple ingredients they have at home. While cooking, Easy watches Osi joke around with his mother and grandfather. It slowly dawns on her that even though they are poor, this family is close and full of warmth. When the food is finally ready, everyone is impressed by how good it tastes. Issy receives sincere praise from both Claudia and grandfather. Once again, Issy feels genuinely happy. It has been a long time since she experienced that kind of family warmth. Over the next few days, Aussie starts taking Easy along to his boxing training sessions. Their bond grows stronger with each passing day. During one of those sessions, Claudia suddenly shows up and asks him to come home to take over her shift at the gas station because she has other business to handle. Issy, now caring deeply about Osi, wonders why he still has to work instead of focusing fully on his training and future. Osi explains that he has no choice. His family is completely out of money. After finishing his shift at the gas station, Osi gets unexpected news. His grandfather tells him that he has secured a sponsor for a rap recording. Osi is shocked and never imagined something like that could happen. That night, Osi and his grandfather celebrate and invite Shuni and Issy to join them. The evening turns into a joyful party, filled with laughter and happiness. As the night goes on and everyone gets drunk, Issy once again encourages Osi to believe in his dreams and stop wasting his life working at the gas station. Under the influence of alcohol, Osi finally acts on his feelings and kisses Issy. By now, it is clear that he has fallen for her. Still, he believes their relationship can never truly work because of their different social worlds. All he feels he can do is live in the moment. That night, Osi and Issy grow even closer, realizing their feelings for each other are real. Later, they return home, both still drunk and talking about everything and nothing at all. Issy, not used to drinking, ends up getting sick. Osi takes care of her, cleaning her up and helping her rest. Eventually, they fall asleep together. The next morning, Osi wakes Issy with troubling news. Her parents have come to his house. Issy goes to meet them and they make her an offer. They agree to let her attend culinary school in New York, but only on one condition. She must end her relationship with Osi and stop working as a waitress at the small restaurant. At that moment, Issy feels a mix of emotions. She is happy because her wish has finally been granted, but at the same time she feels deeply sad. Now that her parents have agreed, there is no real reason left for her to stay connected to Osi. Not long after, Issy shares a meal with Osi. She explains everything and hands over the money she once promised. The atmosphere turns quiet. Osi hides his sadness behind a calm exterior, pretending to be strong, even though he never expected their relationship to end like this. The truth is, Osi does want to confess his feelings, but he holds himself back, convinced that he is nobody and has nothing to offer her. In the days that follow, Osi becomes increasingly irritable. He struggles to focus during boxing training, his mind constantly drifting back to Issy. Even at night, he cannot sleep peacefully, haunted by memories of the time they spent together. On the other side, Issy begins the process of applying to culinary school in New York. Yet doubts creep in. She cannot stop thinking about Osi. That night, she opens up to Camila. She lists all the reasons their relationship could never work. Ossi's room is uncomfortable, his mother clearly dislikes her, and his grandfather is a reckless former inmate. By every logical standard, being with Osi makes no sense. And yet, despite all of that, Issy misses him deeply. Camila assures her that the feeling is temporary and will fade with time. The next day, Osi once again loses focus during boxing practice. His coach reminds him that training requires a clear mind, not distractions caused by a woman. In that moment, Osi realizes something painful. The drive that once pushed him forward because of love now forces him to step back. He accepts his limits and chooses to give up. Determined to move on, Osi decides to meet Issy one last time, hoping to completely destroy what remains between them so he can stop thinking about her. When they meet, he returns all the money she gave him and cruelly frames her as a wealthy person who is never truly happy. The words spark a heated argument.
Would have made such a difference for you.
Oh, so I'm a terrible person for giving you money for helping.
In reality, Osi forces himself to say things he does not mean, believing it is the only way to let her go. Unbeknownst to them, Issy's parents are secretly listening. When Issy realizes this, her anger explodes. She confronts her parents, especially her mother, questioning whether it is wrong to love someone who is not rich, just as her mother once did when she fell for Issy's wealthy father. She even exposes the truth that her mother changed the family name to appear as though she came from an elite background. In that moment, Issei calls her mother a liar. After some time, her anger slowly fades. Her mother approaches her and finally apologizes for controlling her life for so long and making her unhappy. In that moment, she realizes that happiness has nothing to do with being rich or poor. It is about having the freedom to choose one's own path. With that understanding, she finally gives Issei her freedom. Shortly after, Issei checks her phone and is shocked by a message from Camila. Someone has uploaded a video of Issei while she was drunk. It turns out Aussie is the one who posted it. Once again, he does something reckless, hoping to completely ruin whatever remains of their relationship. Issei refuses to stay silent. She retaliates by contacting the organizers of Aussie's boxing match. Using her money, she ensures that the fight is cancelled. The next day, Aussie goes to see Issei. He wants her to withdraw the money so the match can go on. But instead of reconciling, the meeting turns into another long argument.
Are you kidding me?
In the middle of it all, Aussie receives a call from Chuni. His grandfather is causing trouble again and is on the verge of attacking someone. If that happens, he could end up back in prison. With no car of his own, Aussie has no choice but to ask Issei for help. She agrees to lend him her car, and together they set off to go and pick up Grandpa. Not long after, they arrive at the place where Grandpa is causing trouble. Fortunately, things have not escalated yet. Aussie steps in immediately and manages to stop his grandfather before anyone gets hurt. After that, Aussie, Issei, and his grandfather stop by a cafe. There, Aussie finally reflects on his past actions and apologizes for how he treated Issei earlier. He comes clean about the real reason behind his harsh words. He acted that way because he could not be honest with himself. Deep down, he has always loved Issei. When Issei realizes how Aussie truly feels, she instinctively moves closer to him, overwhelmed by emotion. But Aussie pulls back, believing that he is not worthy of her. The story then shifts to Issei spending time with her wealthy friends. Surrounded by conversations focused on money and status, Issei feels out of place and uncomfortable. Camila points out that Issei is different from them. While her friends find happiness in wealth, Issei has never truly felt fulfilled by money. Meanwhile, Claudia once again asks him to go back to work. This time, Aussie refuses. He makes a firm decision to fully commit to his dream of becoming a professional boxer. A few days later, Aussie finally steps into the ring for his boxing match. Unexpectedly, Issei shows up to watch. After the match ends, Issei makes her feelings clear. She admits that she loves Aussie too. To her, life is about making choices, and she does not want to live with regret for choosing a life without him. Issei also reveals that she has decided not to go to culinary school in New York after all. Instead, she chooses to buy the small restaurant where she once worked. She wants to jump straight into building her own business and pursue her passion in the real world. More than that, she truly believes that one day, Aussie will succeed as a boxer. With that certainty, Issei chooses to be with Aussie. For the first time in her life, Issei steps into uncertainty. She does not know what will happen to her restaurant, how Aussie's boxing career will turn out, or what the future holds for their relationship. But none of that scares her. After all, that uncertainty is simply part of what life is meant to be. So the moral of the story is fake dating, plus money problems always leads to chaos, feelings, and very bad decisions.